Are you looking for an easy way to come up with awesome, fantastical characters? Maybe you're a game master that wants to spice up your non-playable characters to have more memorable encounters with your players. Or maybe you're one of those players that wants to make the backstory of your character just a little bit more interesting so you have more fun role-playing. Well, in this video, I've got 4 simple steps that you can follow to make really awesome, unique, and memorable characters. So this month on my Patreon, I am writing and illustrating a zine called Flick Silverpin's Guide to Little Weirdos. It's a collection of 25 NPCs, non-playable characters that you can throw right into your fantasy tabletop role-playing game. And while I've been figuring out who these 25 little weirdos are, I feel like I've boiled down the process of creating NPCs or characters to 4 simple things that you can figure out to make your character feels super unique and memorable and fun to play. So the first thing is the character's motivation. This is what the character wants more than anything else, what drives them forward in life, gives meaning to their life. You know, if you're thinking in classic D&D terms, maybe it's getting rich or becoming a hero or seeking revenge. In the case of Wretch here, this giant rat that I'm drawing, he simply wants to taste everything there is to taste in the world. That's everything from his own tail to apples and ice cream and that sword over there. What do those gold coins taste like? What does that puddle of weird green water taste like? When we're talking about tabletop role-playing games, I really think it can be something that simple. And once you get into playing, whether it's an NPC or a player character, you'd be surprised at how just a simple motivation like that can really propel the story forward. The second thing you'll need to figure out is the character's demeanor. So this is like, if you were to stumble upon this character, just living their life, what sort of vibe would they give off? How would you describe their attitude or their general way about things? So I would describe Wretch as endlessly curious and extremely enthusiastic about eating things. Some of the other characters from the zine are a wizard's homunculus that's actually been like mind swapped with the wizard. So the demeanor of this crazy looking little homunculus character is actually panic and frustration because they're a powerful wizard trapped in a servant's body. I've also got this goblin Chunk that is a member, actually the last member of the Super Slayer Circle. It's this group of goblins that are like experts at taking down really large, mean creatures. And Chunk is this kind of confident but really lazy seeming old goblin, but once there's a big mean creature in front of them, they go nuts and start kicking butt. And really, I think once you figure out a character's demeanor and their motivation, those 2 things will kind of clue you in on how, if it's an NPC, they might react to the players, or if it's your own player character, how you might react to different characters that you come across in your game. You know, if my character is really dour and they're seeking revenge and along comes this bumbling, excitable shopkeeper, I might not interact with them in the most friendly way. But if I'm the shopkeeper and I'm looking to sell some cool magic items and I see this really serious adventurer that's seeking vengeance, maybe I would try and convince them like, hey, check out all this awesome stuff that you can buy from me. Okay, the third thing you're going to come up with is the character's description. This is what they look like, what they sound like. For me, I usually draw a character and that kind of covers what they look like. I don't need to write down their physical description, but sometimes it helps to do that. If you're thinking in Dungeons and Dragons terms, you can write down the character's ancestry and the class and their job, maybe their background. Describe their physical features. You know, if things stand out, they have pointy ears or big round ears, crazy curly hair or spiky hair or no hair. What are they wearing? What kind of cool items are they carrying? Also, while I don't really do voices while I'm playing a TTRPG, I do like to describe how the character's voice, like what their voice sounds like. So Scrubs, who I'm drawing here, is a trolling. So not a troll, but a trolling, like a little troll. Basically, if a troll loses a limb or a piece of its body, it can grow into its own little troll. So I would describe Scrubs as a trolling with one huge arm from the original troll that it grew from. But the rest of him is tiny and weak. And he has a squeaky little voice, but because he's trying to act big and tough amongst the other trolls, he tries to pitch his voice down. So maybe he's little squeaks come out, but he's trying to keep it low and really fake having a deep voice. And right now I'm just drawing a couple more of the characters on these paper miniature templates. So we have the disembodied foot named Stompy, and the floating skull Sir Archibald Buffett Chambers V. And I'm mocking up these little paper miniatures because I think I want to include a set of all 25 of these characters as paper miniatures for my Legend tier patrons. There's a digital version, so you'll be able to print out your own if you sign up for the digital tier. But for the Legend tier, I mail out the zine, and this month, if you sign up in April to get the Little Weirdos zine, you'll also get a collection of 25 paper miniatures. Now, these I'm just drawing as a test. They're black and white. I think I might make the final paper miniatures of all 25 of these characters in full color. So if you're into paper miniatures, sign up at the Legend tier in the month of April, and you'll get a nice little collection of 25 full color paper miniatures with your zine in the mail. Okay, the fourth thing is what makes your character weird. So I think it's probably pretty clear with all the examples I've given so far what makes these characters weird. But I think when it comes to TTRPG characters, if you can just come up with one thing that's really unique and strange about a character, it makes so much difference at the table. It really brings the character to life. And when I say weird and strange, this can be something unexpected, so if you're playing an orc barbarian, maybe they're super well read, or maybe you're playing a high elf wizard that's actually really humble and charitable. I'm drawing this little gnome Gaddix, the all-powerful creator, and what makes this little gnome wizard weird is that he has a magical pencil, a very powerful pencil that anything he draws can come to life. But the trick is, the weird thing about it is that he's an awful artist. So he can never quite draw what he's thinking. And so all of his creations are wonky and backfire and, chaos ensues. Now, Gaddix, this gnome, isn't based on anyone I know, but sometimes I like to pull weird things from friends or even from like pop culture references and kind of keep those in the back of my mind just as fun, unique things that will make my characters a little more interesting. Okay, so we've figured out the character's motivation, their demeanor, their description, and what makes them weird. And I feel like as I'm writing up these 25 different characters, it's really easy to have an idea for one of these things. So if you just keep these 4 things in mind, it's really easy to just pick one and have an idea. And then from there, it becomes easier to fill out the rest of the 4. And then once you have all 4, all of a sudden you have a totally fleshed out character. So if you're coming up with an NPC to run at the table, it'll be super easy to slam them down and have some fun interactions with the players. Or if you're a player and you're trying to come up with a new player character, I think all you need are these 4 simple things, and then you'll have a character ready to go that's going to have so much fun going on adventures. Okay, I would love to hear about your favorite characters, your favorite NPCs that you've created down in the comments. Let me know what you think about some of the characters that I've talked about in this video. I'm really excited about this collection of Little Weirdos. I think it's going to be super fun and super useful. Plus, the paper miniatures is really fun and exciting. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!